What's going on, guys? RedWolfVion with another Gundam Operation 2 suit overview video. Today we will be jumping into Gundam Ez8. Right off the bat, the kit includes the Gundam ground type beam rifle, which can be swapped out for a 100mm machine gun or a rocket launcher. You have your melee being the beam saber enhanced prototype, which we'll get there in a little bit. Your sub weapons include the head and chest Vulcan, which is actually pretty dope. And you have the ground type shield, which is a medium sized shield with 2.5 HP. Looking over at your skills, you have leg shock absorber level 2, quick boost level 2, emergency evasion level 1, high performance balancer level 1, melee combo controller of course at level 1, high performance radar, kind of giving you that 350 meters, and you have shield tackle. Now, you guys know shield tackle, you get a little bit more damage when you have a shield and that's not broken. Actually, quick boost is always something that's really fun to have in a suit as well. Even having it 20% is kind of nice, especially when you're trying to move a little bit more. As far as building this suit, it being level 1, the level 1 is at 350. This older suit, again, in some cases you might be better off doing something of the sort of defensive and melee focus, depending on however you want to play. Some people are using rockets with it. I personally prefer using the beam rifle for the focus charge, but you could focus on melee damage. Then you can also focus on some defensive things such as anti-ballistic armor or any kind of anti-armor to kind of bolster your defenses. A little bit of HP, and it's very simple because again, this is an earlier suit in the game. You can also swap it up because you see here in the video that I have a defense HP with a little bit of thrusters and melee boost, and then I have another one that has a lot more HP and speed with a tiny bit of melee. So the world is yours when it comes to suit. Generals are usually versatile friendly, so I found that I prefer more HP and mobility on my suit, especially if it's a general, because if I can last a little bit longer, I can probably get a little bit more combos out of the way. But again, to each their own. I didn't really focus too much on reloading for this suit because the focus fire and the overheat is pretty good for this beam rifle at 350. It's better at higher suits, higher levels of course, but when it comes to rocket, it's just the slots being used versus the time having it isn't really worth it to me. When it comes to combat with this bad boy, the mobility is what you expected. The thrusters aren't the worst, they're not bad. I actually love the animation of this thing's backpack. Anyway, you have your beam rifle that can also focus fire, and of course if you let it hit, you'll get a stagger off on your enemies. So it's really nice. You could probably afford a full focus fire and a beam shot before overheating, or you can play it safe. And then you have your beam saber. Now the thing about Ez8, which I love, the beam saber combo is a little different and it's a very, very strong asset. Now your downward slash is not actually downward slash, it's a thrust, and that thrust is actually pretty fast and has a very nice range to it. I don't want to say or use the term pierce, but it definitely catches people a lot more than you think. In some cases, harder for people to counter it. You can actually kind of redirection where you're going after the fact by changing your camera angle, and you kind of do a quick turn. So utilize that to your best abilities and you'll be good. Up next, you have your Vulcan gun. The Vulcan gun is going to be that thing that helps you finish enemies off because that's all you have. Now, the Vulcan gun, you'll be able to use range, even if you have to retreat or back up. The neat thing about this is, like many quick spray shots, if you are able to land a majority of your shots on it, you'll actually do a quick flinch, which could open up possibilities for you to combo. Now, keep in mind, this suits kit is very limited as a general suit. However, it is yet again a good example of a entry / beginner general suit. So take it with a grain of salt. It doesn't have all the newest things in the world, stuff like that. When it comes to combos, like most suits, your combos are going to rely on hitting with a stagger, may it be a focus fire or a rocket, switching to your melee, and then toppling them only to do it again. Now, I want to point out it's very, very, very important that when you topple an enemy with Ez8, it's melee, be very careful, because the thrust startup time kind of takes a while and it's a little hard to cancel out of it, so be very careful. You can also use it to dash through enemies to escape, or you can use your emergency evasion and finish them off. Now, you guys know I'm a huge fan of emergency evasion. I just hate the idea of losing my thrusters. It's got like mobility more than just a dodge roll. But if you use it smart, you can get away with a lot of things. Another thing you can do here is, if you know you can hit an enemy from far away, you can actually start your thrust further back, cancel, and then punish while on the ground. But you have to be very, very, very careful, because the timing is not the easiest in the world. It's a little bit harder to combo with this suit, the beam saber being a little different with the thrust. So be very, very aware of what you do with it. When it comes to your thrust, it's harder to cancel out unless you want to use your dash, your emergency evasion, and get a hit before. But you definitely want to do a neutral slash or side slash, otherwise it's not going to hit. The startup animation for the thrust is kind of long. Well, that's pretty much it. I didn't want to take too much time into this general suit. I want you guys to go, you can get this in the DP shop, play around with this general suit if you want to practice or begin your transition. It's very fun. It has the basics that you would need in a general suit. Make sure you check out some of the older Ez8 videos on the channel. I should probably get some more updated for you guys, so keep an eye out for that. I love you guys to death. Thank you for checking this out. If I forgot something, let me know. If I missed something, let me know. But hey, Ez8 from one of my favorite Gundam series, and I think I can say that with a lot of other people who are regulars on the channel. Ez8 is probably one of the cooler Gundams in the OG series, to me anyway. I respect it. You guys probably should be playing some of the weapons rack Ez8, so make sure you go do that. Keep your eyes open, because I'll probably do an overview for that soon as well. Without further ado, have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Peace.